What?
Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody. They're waiting.
Oh.
No, I wasn't sleepy.
31 seconds in, I got you.
I wasn't sleepy, so don't make me that way.
What's Lori's question marks about?
I don't know.
Scrolling back through. Yeah, y'all saw Lorraine actually said something about it, but I already had one goofball to have to block. So we took care of that already.
Which is the same one we have to block all the time.
Always. Nah, Jacob, I was just making fun of Zoe. I wasn't yawning. I did try to lay back in my recliner for a few minutes this afternoon, but in this house that's not possible.
You would have had to go lay in the bed, and we probably wouldn't have been able to get you up.
Well, Zoe made some homemade chicken and dumplings, so I ate a bowl of those and went ahead and tried to lay back before the live, and no.
That's when Rhett needed to play really loud.
That's right. They needed to bounce off the walls.
Is it Sue's birthday?
Sue's birthday.
Londa, she's Sue Ratliff. She's 51 today. All right. Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I'm just reading comments. Yeah. Sorry, I try to look up here, but it goes too fast.
Too. Happy birthday, Tom.
Judy said, "Don't block me." I haven't yet.
Well,
okay. I thought I saw a question, but I must have missed it.
How has you guys' weekend been? How is you guys?
Yeah, don't even attempt that. I couldn't believe how much Rhett looked like Nick in the latest video.
He really is turning into you.
Bless his heart. He can't help it. Y'all don't make fun of him.
They think he's cute too. Anna likes chicken and dumplings too.
You have to reverse that. I too like chicken and dumplings.
Yep. I bet Mr. Tony likes some chicken and dumplings.
Probably. I got a text from him as soon as the video came out today.
And what did he say?
He said he was screaming. Have your hands grown yet, Zoe? Neil wants to know. They must be more than 4 inches by now.
Well, they're however many this is.
Jones Christie said, I too like chicken and dumplings. Mm-hmm. Y'all, you can't interrupt this.
Okay.
So drink my drink. I'm gonna put y'all in on something. Most of you have heard me tell about Zoe and her FaceTimes. So if Zoe is busy, if she's at work, if she's doing anything, then she may or may not answer you. And it can be forever before she gets back to you. And then by the time she's not busy, she forgets, and you may never hear from her. But if you don't answer within seconds when Zoe needs something, work or not, she FaceTimes me. Any happening at the farm, she could get there and a limb be down, and she's going to FaceTime me. When she FaceTimes me about this work, she will not admit it, y'all. She hasn't admitted it yet. But I think Zoe knew she wasn't doing it right.
Well,
no. I think she did know that you don't measure with your hands. I think she was being Zoe and being goofy, and she wanted to FaceTime me, and she needed a good excuse for it. That's what I think.
Well, I didn't want to FaceTime you because you're going to go, what now?
They have video proof that I indeed did not answer with what now. I left the whole thing in there with you standing there before I answered. So I have video proof that I did not answer with what now.
Lori said I'm doing a real good job not interrupting.
I'd be interrupted. You can go ahead now. I said what I had to say.
So we follow a lot of farm groups, buy, sell, trade animal groups and all. And I always see them measuring by hand.
That's horses, baby.
And I saw one this afternoon. I almost posted my video for them to go watch so they would get a kick out of it. But no, I did it because I'm like, a measuring tape is not supposed to bend. So I can do my hand like this. But then I couldn't do it like that because when I did two hands, they started moving. So I just had to do one hand and kind of guess where I was going.
Zoe, when we measure for clothes or a hat, you have a cloth tape in that drawer in the bathroom. But in that little sewing kit.
I was at the farm.
But what I'm saying is that you said tape. You're thinking about like a measuring tape, a tape measure.
Yeah.
That's steel. And that's because you can measure other distances and not have to have help. But you also had the tape that you ended up using that is flexible.
Yeah, but that was hard.
Well, I made sure to point out to them in the video that your measurement on Ferdinand was 36, but you were standing on it and measuring at an angle, so he's probably 34 because there was 3 or 4 inches worth of movement in the diagonal.
Well, somebody left me a comment about.
Yes, Lorraine, it was. She was doing it at an angle. She was standing on it, and Ferdinand kept moving, and she just followed him. So it's still not a true measurement.
Well, I thought if I let you know how many hands you could mathematically.
I don't know how long your hand is.
I could have measured it. But then somebody gave me really good advice. They're like, why don't you just measure, like, put your hand, like, if Tater come up to here, put your hand here.
And then measure that.
Yeah. I was like, that is so smart. That was just so smart.
Catherine said that was a good video.
She texted me. She too was hollering.
Did you tell her what Tony said when he texted me? He said I was screaming. He said he looked over and said, "Cat, that is not how you do that." And then he realized what was going on. But y'all, she still has not admitted that she knew that wasn't right.
I really didn't know how to do it. I've just always read the animals are hands. Maybe they just always post horses for sale.
Yes, they do. And horses are measured in hands, but it's a measurement.
But I swear
divided by 4 inches.
A cow be hip high, so many hands at the hip or something.
Well, I was looking into that. And
we've had several people jump on, so I want to say hello. I don't want anybody to think we'll catch up with comments in a second.
What did Tina
I'm just saying
say?
There's been several go by.
Oh, Tina hasn't watched the video yet.
Oh gosh.
I did some reading on it because I was curious.
What is okay?
What?
What is a construction square?
Just use the tape you had.
What is a construction
Just the
square?
tape you had is fine. Well, we don't need it to be square.
I don't even know what that is.
But anyway, so
I've ignored something. I don't know what it is.
What did Lori say that you're ignoring? Oh, probably about the auction.
Oh, Cassie messaged me earlier, and I'm not going to be able to go. I really wanted to just do a spur of the moment, pick up and go, but the boys have playoff games. If it had been last weekend, it would have been the bye weekend. We might have worked something out, but it's playoff weekend.
She said it's next weekend.
Like this coming up weekend or the weekend after? Well, I can't miss the championship game then.
No, but it's not November 2nd, and that's the championship game.
Is there a week
It
between them?
it would be, let's see, Sunday.
Oh, it's this
Today is the
coming.
20th, so it would be the 26th.
Well, I
The
can't.
26th is the playoff games, and then November the 2nd is the
Loretta
championship.
said, let's
If
not
we make it
confuse
there.
Zoe anymore.
I can now see Zoe trying to work out how to make a cow square. Now, you could go the 24th and 25th. You just have to come back on the 26th
But
because
who's
that's
going to take
playoffs.
the kids to school?
I don't know.
There would be logistics.
Stop giving Zoe such a hard time. Give her an E for effort. She's trying.
Right.
Well, I think Zoe was being goofy and did it on purpose, but she won't admit to that.
I really didn't know how to go about doing it.
I can see that, but I think you were.
Because I've been wanting to do that.
You
for
knew
a
it wasn't
while.
measuring with your hand.
Well, we could have measured that many and then gotten an estimate. Most hands are about the same size.
Can y'all imagine my thoughts when she told me that she was measuring those cows with her hands? When I'm on FaceTime with my wife and she said, Tater is 8 hands tall. She's what? She's 8 of my hands tall. There was no way, no possible way that I was going to edit that out of our video. That was staying no matter what. If I had to cut out everything else about the field trip, I was putting that in the video. And people have loved it. Now, we have got all kinds of expert opinions on how we should have done it, and they don't understand that the only reason I left it in there was to be funny. Otherwise, I would have cut that out. Y'all have no idea some of the stuff this woman does.
Tony's 18 hands and she's 15 hands tall. Is 3 of Zoe's. They better have made a video measuring themselves by hands.
I want to see Catherine's video of her measuring Tony.
That would be so funny.
How
She
did
probably
you...
can't even reach past his
Zoe,
shoulders.
Wait a minute. Wait. Zoe is the reason for warning labels on the Halloween Superman capes that says this cape does not make you fly. Lori said that.
Yeah.
Nick, how in the world did you hold back from busting out laughing for so long? Because I'm used to it, Jones Christie. I've been married to her for 8 years. I'm just used to it.
Yeah. You'd have to use a ladder. That's right.
You're not being nice picking on my girl Zoe.
I'm used to that too.
At least, like I said, we've been married for 8 years.
They didn't measure. They just divided by 4.
Oh. Or the washing instruction on the infant's clothing that says remove clothing from child.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
Lori's being mean.
That's terrible.
I think you need to start keeping them in the video. I have cuts. I have a file of bloopers that we will make a complete video out of one day. And there's honestly no telling what is in there. I don't even remember. Judy Cole said, do not eat Tide Pods.
They weren't my favorite flavor.
Tide Pods?
Yeah. I didn't like.
Did you try Tide Pods?
No, but I didn't like the way they smelled.
Oh.
If it didn't smell good, I don't want to eat it.
Tanya had your honey today at lunch on their rolls. I saw Jacob ask this a couple of times, and I'm not ignoring it, Jacob. I just didn't get back to it. Are Rhett and Chance dressing up for Halloween?
I'm sure they will. We got to order some costumes.
It's the 20th.
What is today?
Today is the 20th.
That's how we do things. We wait till Christmas Eve to go Christmas shopping.
8 people years. How does that get measured up by hand?
Ooh. It's a whole bunch of them.
Tina said, please do make a blooper video. That's coming one day.
Christina.
I've just got to keep making sure that I've got what I need. And yes, there will be a blooper video one day. There's a lot of Rhett in there.
From when he was little.
If a hand is 4 inches, it's not from palm to fingertip. That's correct.
Unless it's a rat hand.
Oh, I didn't get to finish telling you what I read up on. Yes, they call horses measured by hands, and the way it got to be 4 inches as a standard was just the average. But they did indeed in the old days measure cattle with their hands.
See?
But they've always measured horses. That's how it all got started. But cows haven't been done that way in years and years and years and years and years.
Well, bringing it back.
A century.
Bringing it back.
Well, I was just letting you know that I read up on that, and it did say that right there in the Google, so it's got to be right.
Maybe I can make a reel, and it'll go viral, and it'll be brought back.
If Google says it, it's got to be true.
So how's Chance? On your nerves.
Rhett still is little. Yeah, he is. But this was tiny Rhett bloopers.
Yeah.
I have a market on Sunday, famous Halloween. Think I need to find something to wear, not something I normally do.
Well, so,
Lori said her cows would try to kill her. She tried to measure them.
My mama has an inflatable backer babe that's like the size of Barney. And she has on a black leather vest and a black mini skirt.
Okay.
She also has on a leather bra and a thong.
Okay.
And it kind of shows a little bit.
This is an inflatable?
It's an inflatable costume.
That's not what that's called.
Well, if you like them pleasantly plump, then it's for you. Because she's a bigger.
I refuse to answer that question.
Well, I thought about wearing it.
That would be funny. You should.
But
then you know what's going to happen?
Somebody's going to get offended.
We're going to see somebody from church and you're going to be in that outfit. You can't do that.
So,
I mean, it's not real, but still.
Well, work all the kids pass through for preschool.
Yeah, you can't do that at work.
And I was telling Mackenzie and Abby about it yesterday. I was like, I could wear that.
You can't do that for the preschoolers.
Quick said, you can't wear that.
Not for preschoolers, Zoe.
Wanda said, sounds like back week.
God.
I was like, that would be so cool to wear.
Lori said, am I in the right chat?
CHF After Dark.
Can you measure Zoe's hand so we can develop a new measurement system?
Because mine ain't going to grow no more. Look, it looks little on that camera.
Long ways, too. Maybe that's not
that would be a square. We could get the area of my hand. Like this. You measure this way. Then you turn it this way and you measure it from here to here and you get the area.
Baby, that's the same measurement.
It's this way to this way.
Darling.
So it's like this. And now it's here to here.
Lord Jesus.
So we're going to get the area.
No.
It's not the circumference because that's circle.
But you're not going to turn it and measure the same measurement to get an area, baby. You're going to measure one way and then that way. That's how you get an area.
This way, and then we're going to turn it up to get it up and down. Oh, Lord God.
You're not going to turn it. It's going to be the same measurement. If you measure holding sideways and then you put it up and down, it's going to be the same.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. If you turn your hand up and down, it's going to be the same as it was side to side.
Then it'd be a square.
Oh, Lord.
Right?
Zoe, were you good at math in school? Oh, do you honestly have to ask? And Lori reminded you Superman cape. Baby, if we're taking the area of this phone, we're going to measure this way and measure this way. You're not going to measure this and then flip it like that and then measure that. That's going to be the same. That's the same thing.
But if we're going to measure my hand vertical and horizontal.
Hey, y'all. I promise to build something using Zoe's system if you give me the measurements. We've got to measure your hands just so Tony can build something based on Zoe hands. That will be his measurements. It's 6 Zoe hands by 8 Zoe hands.
That'd be so cool.
Oh, just nod your head, Nick. Tanya, I do that a lot. The wrong Lori said it. Look what she said.
Oh,
Lori
my
Sullivan
Lanta.
said, "Oh my Lanta." I thought that was an Oklahoma thing. Cassie says that.
Uh-huh.
Oh my Lanta.
Uh-huh.
It
Oh,
tickles
my
me every
Lanta.
time. Kimberly said, "We're here for you, Nick."
Oh, everybody's talking about. Oh, Miss
No, I
Donna.
stopped.
Okay.
I stopped because Donna said, "Hey y'all, I don't want to interrupt. I just want to ask if y'all can pray for my brother Jimmy and my dad Doug. They both have stage 4 cancer."
Oh my goodness. And Mr. Daniel has melanoma in his retina.
Goodness.
So Miss Donna and Mr. Daniel have been real good friends of our family for a long, long time.
We will add that to our list, Miss Donna. Catherine says she'll explain it to you tomorrow.
Yes, we have a visit tomorrow.
Oh, well, you can't talk about that yet.
No, I'm not going to talk.
You did tell me that though. Ginger said you make her day.
Well,
just
good.
being you, Zoe.
I was going to say I hadn't done anything special.
I think smoke is about to roll out of Nick's ears. No, again, we have been married for 8 years. I know how to deal with Zoe. She's not going to understand this no matter what I tell her. She is going to measure this and then measure it this way, and it's going to be different.
And it's going to be a square.
Yeah.
Mama, can we drizzle that stuff over? Or just leave
No, we'll wait and do it.
Okay.
They say, "Oh my Lanta" in Louisiana.
Kimberly said she's from Oklahoma. She agrees. It's a southern. Lori said it, and Lori is in Connecticut, and she says it. So that just, I can't help it. It just amuses me when somebody says, "Oh my Lanta." That's just funny to me.
How about them balls? Oh, I need to tell them about Rhett's story today.
Go ahead.
So there was a guy at Walmart that was wearing a Tennessee shirt, a Tennessee hat, and he had on orange and white sneakers. And
wait, Edie just said you two remind me of George Burns and Gracie. I know who that is. Zoe does not.
I don't. What show is that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So we were, if y'all know anything, the Alabama Tennessee tradition is whoever wins, those fans smoke a cigar. Well, we were on the aisle, and this guy walked up, and he was shopping right beside us, and Rhett was whispering to me. He said, "I bet he smoked a cigar last night." I said, "Well, I don't know. Let's just ask him." I said, "Sir, did you smoke a cigar last night?" "I sure did." He said, "I didn't even think we were going to win. I had to go get one." And he looked at Rhett, and Rhett was going. And so he said, don't you smoke." I didn't. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. And I embarrassed Rhett by asking that man if he smoked a cigar. And then Rhett said, "Well, I'm from Alabama. I don't smoke cigars." And the guy kept going. Like, he was so embarrassed at me. He was, "Mama, why did you ask him? I whispered it to you." So.
See, I'm not the only one you embarrass.
I'm embarrassed every day. Mackenzie said yes, I embarrassed her too.
Oh, I know. Christy said he's a good man and she don't even know him.
Well,
he can't be that good. He had on orange shoes.
He looked like he was from Alabama.
Belinda said, "I first heard Oh My Lanta from the movie The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville."
I've not seen that.
I think I've seen that. The first time I heard Oh My Lanta was Cassie Walker. That's the first time I heard it.
They used to say it on Full House.
Baby, I didn't watch Full House.
Oh, well, they did. Ma and Pa Kettle.
What?
Ma and Pa Kettle Corn.
Well, I'm wondering if that's who Mark's talking about. You know, there was a Ma and Pa Kettle on TV that.
Oh.
Not
I was gonna say, well, Ma and Pa have kettle corn, and they're our friends.
Tammy said, "We love you, Zoe, just the way you are." No, Georgia and Gracie is, um, yes, Burns and Allen, Lori said.
Never seen it.
It's over. See, Lori automatically thought Mom Paul Kettle. She said, chocolate covered cheesecake on a stick.
Best dessert ever made. Wanda's tickled her dogs did unspeakable things to Nico Brown's Longhorns. He's going to pipe on here in a minute. The last thing I heard on my Lanta was
I did not even bother checking in with Nico yesterday.
I'm sure
because
he was very sad.
I was pretty upset with the loss to that god awful Orange team. And then his god awful Orange team lost to Georgia, and I'm not even going to check in on it. I'm just going to leave
Y'all
it
are going to
alone.
both act like it never happened, huh?
Bad weekend.
Act like it never happened.
I'm just
The
going to
one
leave it
weekend
alone.
you don't have to play football and you can't even watch good football.
Yeah, I couldn't even enjoy the football I got to watch. I didn't enjoy watching Georgia beat Texas. I mean, I've got no dog in that fight. I just didn't enjoy the game.
Hey, Christine.
So I just said to heck with it. The good thing is that I don't get near as upset as what I used to over Alabama football. But
is it because we've been
by God, you let Chance's team lose Saturday, and you better not speak to me for days.
You're just gonna sleep at work. Watch that movie. It's hilarious about someone who got in Special Olympics with having a disability. One of the young men on there says it. I think I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
How about them Chiefs? And she said Red Kingdom. We do use Red Kingdom in our run-out song, but I watched about 30 seconds
Christy
of it.
will tell us about them Chiefs.
Well, the Chiefs and San Francisco were on in the control room when I walked through today, and that allowed me to watch about 30 seconds of it. And I was stayed on the move and didn't get to see.
Well, you give them a chance update.
She said, I always say, holy crap on a cracker. I would use that.
That's funny.
I'm sending Nick a letter asking him to come back. What?
Nick Saban.
Oh. He ain't coming back.
Yeah, he's done.
All right, Tony's off to bed. Good night, Tony.
Well, Chance is doing much better. You
Don't
won't update him.
I will in just a second. We need update on Chance.
They're waiting.
Don't let football bring you down. The world is quickly coming to an end, and football won't seem so important then. I don't even want to think about it, Lori. So, Chance. I saw several questions about him. I saw some questions about the playoffs. Chance is sitting
this weekend.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
So we have the playoff game this coming Saturday, and Chance will be on the sideline. I was going to let him dress out and at least have his pads on and probably have his helmet in his hand, but I'm not even going to go that far because Chance is not exactly doing what he needs to do. He's not being careful, and
he's not banging his head around.
Even when I remind him to be careful, I'm like, dude, if you want to play, you're going to have to calm down, and he won't. So I just made the decision to sit him 100%. Period. Done. Mm-hmm.
So championship game is the following weekend,
and
that's debatable.
Yeah, we're iffy.
We're not sure about that either. As much hard work as he's put in, he's just not.
So let me tell you the reason I made that decision. It is not a punishment. This is I would make this decision for any player on my team. Chance went through workouts last week. Monday, and we may have talked about this on live Wednesday, but I'm going to update anybody anyway because they asked.
We did a video update, which was Monday.
Yeah, but that didn't include this. He was still okay.
In the video update.
So Monday, he went through some drills. He did his warm-ups, went through some drills. We have a tackling wheel. It's a wheeled pad. And you roll it, and they can run and tackle it. And less contact. So we were running through the drills, and when they would roll the wheel, I would let him make his linebacker moves to it, but he was not allowed to hit it.
Right.
Even the foam pad. I didn't let him do any hitting at all. And about halfway through, he said his head was starting to feel tight. I said, "You're done." So he's done. Took him out. Tuesday is offense day, so there's not a lot of hitting anyway. He was running routes.
Well, Tuesday, he woke up not feeling well. And so I let him stay home until he was feeling better and let him go to school then. And then that was his first day back to school. No, that would have been Wednesday. That would have been Wednesday because they had fall break Monday and Tuesday.
You didn't let me get to Tuesday.
Sorry, I was thinking.
It was Wednesday when he had trouble.
Sorry, go ahead.
But remember, there was one more detail for Wednesday.
Go ahead.
So Tuesday, we were doing offense, and Chance plays on offense too. Now, the head coach has already said that Chance is probably done for the season on offense because he has some very high-speed physical blocks coming out of the backfield. It's designed that way. So Tuesday, he was running routes. It's quarterback practice. We didn't care if he called them or not. It's quarterback practice. It's not receiver practice. Chance was running routes for the quarterbacks and dove for a ball.
To the ground.
And I said, Chance, it's a coin toss whether you catch the ball
Lori.
when you're standing up. You're not going to catch it when you dive, so what is the point of diving? Don't do that. That's useless. It's not receiver practice. About 2 plays later, he did it again. So he was out. Done with that practice. Hadn't complained with anything, but he was done. Wednesday at school, about 30 minutes after looking at a computer, squalling with a headache. So then we had to say, look, no screen time. It's still no screen time. He can't do computer work. He can't do homework on computer or classwork on computer. So we had to print everything out. That was supposed to have already been done. But for some reason, he was staring at a screen. And he wasn't supposed to be doing that. So the decision was made. We're not going to chance it. He's got to get through regular school to go through a full speed practice. He's got to go through a full speed practice to go through a game. And we're not there yet. So
no, he did go to school Thursday and Friday. And he was fine. He was able to make shift work, do some work on pencil and paper. But he has not done a full practice yet.
Right. And you did say bye to Lori, right?
I did say bye to Lori.
She's got to answer some emails before bed.
I might send her a few so I can keep her up.
Start sending her emails. Everybody email Lori.
Keep her awake a little longer.
But to answer your question, for this Saturday, there is 0 chance in this ball game.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
I'm gonna let him have his jersey and jogging pants or something like that on, but he will not be in uniform. And I originally said that I would, but I'm not. Because we talked about maybe letting him go in some if he felt okay. And he was not going to be at linebacker. He was going in on the line just to let him go through some, just keep him at game speed, not take any hits like he would at linebacker. He was going on defensive line, but not even going that far.
Nah, there's no reason.
Nope. So it is what it is. I'm missing a major part of my defense on Saturday going into playoffs, but it is what it is.
It is. Gotta keep his brain not rattled.
What little bit of it's there, we're going to try to keep in
He's going to
okay
let you
shape.
know he's got one in there.
All right. Lori said we're seeing dementia in a lot of ex-players. I took a pretty good beating in the comment sections from people that thought he should be done for good, try other sports. And that leads me to a point I wanted to make sure to bring up.
Okay.
And I don't think I even told you this part.
I have a joke too.
Well, give them your joke. They need something not so serious.
Scientific fact.
Oh, I bet it is.
What is going on?
They're not listening.
So, you know when you see geese flying in the sky, it always looks like a check mark. One side's heavier than the other. Right?
Okay.
Do you know why that is?
So I honestly have no idea why that is.
It's because there's more geese on one side than the other. Scientific fact.
This is why people won't hit the like button.
Somebody told that to me, and I said, I need to tell Nick that.
Whoever it was, don't ever talk to them again. We have a physical therapy company that comes to our plant because we're all getting on up in age.
Yes.
And it's part of the wellness program.
Oh, yeah.
So we have physical therapists.
I can see all y'all doing stretches and squats.
No, you have no idea. If Tony was still on here, I would let you know that there are company videos and stretching routines, and there's posters everywhere.
I remember there was one.
There's posters.
When we did the fishing stuff that everybody had to do stretches before we could get started with the event.
There's posters everywhere. So, yeah, you got to do the stretches and everything. Well, we have a company that comes in once a week. Just, hey, are you doing okay? And if you have any aches or pains, she may tell you some exercises to do or help you stretch out, whatever. Don't quit your day job and go into comedy. Stick with measuring with your hands and the Zoes. I can't find the groan button.
I know, there's a couple of groans.
So, Londa said we need to hold my lantern button. So, she used to be the athletic trainer for one of the schools, sports teams. And I was asking for some pointers about how to work Chance back in. She said, they didn't give you a release to play sheet? And I said, no. I said, I don't have one. If Zoe has it, it's in all that paperwork. I never saw it. She said, well, here's what you do. And she laid out, she told me where to Google it. But she said, here's a really good chart. And she showed it to me. And then she said, this is the website, basically. But she was telling me what all he needed to do and how to work his way into it. She said, look, you could just be treating it and all of a sudden it just goes away and you have no more issues. Or it may take weeks. You never know. There's no black and white.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was like, these people in the comments are just hammering me saying he don't need to play football. These are lasting injuries. And she said, football's not what scares me. Do you know, according to this professional, what the sport is with the highest incident of concussions?
What?
Soccer.
Huh. Okay.
She said the highest incident rate of concussions is soccer. Or for you that may get on to me, football. With a U. Lorraine said boxing. Lorraine, you're probably right. We're just talking about like school and kids' age sports. If Chance was boxing, I'd expect him to have a concussion. I have a crazy sense of humor, yet I'm having to work hard for that one. Zoe Neal couldn't even follow you. That's bad.
Hayes' dad told me that one at practice.
It
puzzled
Zoe,
me.
if Neil can't follow your joke, that's terrible. Lorraine said we had stretches and warm-ups every morning before the store opened when I was still at work.
Jen says headbutting the ball.
She said that yes, that was the case. Or when they go into the air and try to kick it high, you have a tendency to kick other people in the head.
Oh
But
yeah.
heading, that's what she called it. I'm not a soccer person, but heading the ball
Uh-huh.
and the various kicks up in the air, she said there was a much higher rate of concussion. And I was like, how is that even possible? I mean, I see how there could be concussions, but how is it more? And she said, you have a lot of head to head and there's no helmet. When they're trying
Oh,
to
that's
head the
right.
ball, she
There's
said
no
they go
protection
in
between them.
head to head and there's no helmet there.
Makes sense.
Wow. My uncle was a boxer for years, now
Good
has
night, Tammy.
dementia. I definitely could see that.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever been hit in the head with a soccer ball going full speed, did Zoe go in for a football tackle when she should? I think Zoe has hit her head a lot. Neil, I can't prove it, but I believe she has. Tammy's gonna hit the bed. I wish I was.
Yeah.
Nick, it is your decision as a parent and a coach if he continues football. Also, you and Zoe's decision after speaking with the doctor.
Well, even the neurosurgeon.
The neurosurgeon absolutely said
You
100%
can't
there
just
was
not-
no reason to not play football.
You just teach them
Which
to
shocked me.
learn from it. Yeah.
That shocked me that he said that.
Yeah.
But the neurosurgeon said there is absolutely no reason to keep him out of football. Just let him.
You would have to keep them out of anything that has any contact.
Smash that like button if you love Zoe and if you think she tries hard when measuring them cows.
That is so funny. They're cows. You gotta say it right.
Yeah. My brother got 1+ stitches playing in baseball. He was the catcher. Yeah, that's
Neil said I played proper football a lot, and look at me, I'm fine.
See, proper football.
Proper football. Kimberly's had 7 concussions.
Yellow. What is old Pecan Homestead talking about?
Yellow.
Oh, that's y'all are on the same page. I missed it, but Zoe called it.
Yellow. Hey, y'all.
Only goats can take that continuously. They have double thickness skulls.
We got one goat that keeps trying to take on Tater.
You need to put that reel out there.
I do.
Zoe has a reel of Kenny.
Yes, the black goat.
Headbutting Tater, and she just moves him.
She does. She just pushes him out of the way, and
You
they
ain't-
do it again. He'll rear it.
You ain't hurting her head with nothing.
And she's just like, get out of the way. Oh, fart.
You couldn't hurt her head under any circumstances. A doctor yelled at my son for wanting to jump on a trampoline.
Gosh. That's a little too cautious. You can't protect them from everything.
No, you can't raise kids in a bubble. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't just. It's not possible. You can't do it.
No, I was always scared I'd fall off.
Well, I mean,
I did jump one time. Got a leg went down, got stuck between the bar and the jumper thing.
I don't know about double thickness, but they are hard headed. Yeah.
Oh, because how dangerous they are. They can be.
Look, there's nothing out there that's not dangerous.
Yeah. I don't like the ones that don't have the pads around them, like around the sides.
Because they hurt. Because when I was growing up, there was no pads.
Oh,
there was no net around the trampoline, and there was no padding over the springs. And I got a little too close to the edge, and one leg went between the springs, and it didn't feel great.
I did that too, but it didn't hurt me like it hurt you.
But
hey, y'all.
it made me feel better when an actual neurosurgeon says, "Look,
yeah,
let the boy play football.
Mm-hmm.
Just get him
let
healed
him heal."
first."
Yeah.
I had a dream that Chance was in a drum band for school. He was drumming on the drum line out on the high school field.
That's cool. We watched
Chance has
the other night.
0 rhythm.
He can't do jumping jacks to save his life.
Londa said, I was completely feral for the first several years of my life and I'm still kicking. Well, there is hope for Rhett then. Because he is completely feral.
Laura said it. Oh, so go up.
She bit through her tongue on a trampoline. Took me all day to get up the courage to do a backflip. I landed and took my knee to the chin.
Oh.
Ah.
I think it was Lorraine that said she can't jump on trampoline, makes her have to pee. And then Lori said everything makes her need to pee. Hey, Kathy. Christine was walking in the hospital the other day and tripped over the floor. Not once, but 3 times.
Tripped over the floor?
That sounds like me.
Oh, that is such a Zoe thing to do.
Rayanne said they had monkey bars over cement. I remember a boy, the first day of kindergarten, fell off the monkey bars and broke both his arms.
We had some of the y'all. Some of y'all are going to remember this. Our slides were just a piece of sheet metal that was out in the sun all day.
Yep. Mine were like that too.
And your first layer of skin came off as you went down it.
Right.
Nobody wanted to be first because it was 1,000 degrees.
Yeah, everybody
Everybody
hot
gets
metal
the metal
slide.
slides. And where one of the schools sits now used to be the elementary playground when I was there. And we had huge tractor tires half buried in the dirt. And they had like truck tires inside there for you to sit on. We never once thought about there might be a snake in them tires. It was at the edge of the woods.
Oh, yeah.
I don't guess we ever thought about it. And I know the school didn't think about it. I don't know. Maybe they were checking it. Maybe they were going in there and kicking the tires.
Probably not. You ain't getting no teachers walk all the way to the wood line to do anything.
Nothing about any of that
teachers
stuff.
would come out there and sit down. What you did. And you better not come hollering.
I see lots of people talking about it. Marie said, yep, burned your bacon.
Yep.
We covered the neighbor's trampoline with Downy flakes, hosed it down, covered it in bubbles, and bounced that sucker dry.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Riding the merry-go-round.
Their entire playground was asphalt. Split my tongue lengthwise on plastic roller skates. You wore overshoes when I was 6.
I remember them. They were yellow, red, and blue.
They might not have all been the same color.
Well, they were probably just metal when you had them, but I had the little Tykes ones, and they were or play school or whatever, and they were red, yellow, and blue.
So did you ride the merry-go-round till you peaked?
Yeah, we called them. Depending on how fast you went, you were going Mach speed. Or you could go 1, 2, and 3. And if you were going 3, you couldn't see anything because you were going so fast.
So what is the wheel called that had the metal handles that went in toward the middle of the wheel?
Merry-go-round.
Is that what y'all are calling merry-go-round?
That's what I called it.
We would line up all the way around it, and you'd get one person sitting in the middle, and y'all would all spin it. Like all your friends all the way around it would spin it and see how fast
Yeah.
And you stayed on it until you flew off.
Yeah, right. Whoever was the last one wins.
But everybody's standing up. Just one person's on it, and you were seeing who lasted the longest. Everybody was going to get thrown off.
Somebody would sit where each of the slats were, and then somebody would push each of the posts. And you would go fast, and the last one to stay on won.
You just had one person right in the middle, and you kept going till you swung them off. I don't know how
twist the tire swing until you couldn't reach it and let go.
Rhett does that now.
Chance do that now with looks like a.
So.
What is that thing called?
If you watch the video, Rhett was laying in it at the end of the video. End. It's a little saucer thing on the swing set. They will spin that thing until it's all the way up at the top, and Rhett lays in it, and Chance will spin it and twist it. And get the chains all twisted up, and then he lets go, and Rhett just spins all the way around.
Yanks him.
I made Zoe look the other day. Oh, gosh. We just cut off. I made Zoe watch. Rhett got up on the swing by himself. He was there all by himself. And he twisted that swing up, standing on the crossbar.
Yeah.
And then he held on to the top and managed to lay down in it sideways and then he let go and laid flat. As
Yeah.
funny as he was doing it all by himself, bless his heart,
He did.
because he loves that so
He
much.
does.
Oh, Neil said they call that a roundabout.
Uh-huh.
Our swing chains would grab girls' hair, and the teacher would have to get them unstuck.
Oh, no.
Neil's aim was to see which kid flew the furthest. Loretta's Amish grandparents had an old-fashioned merry-go-round in their backyard.
Oh, that was cool. That'd be cool.
We only had one at the playground.
Yeah. I don't think we had one at the school, but we had a rec center in the Mill Village. There's a recreation center where they do all the events and had the softball field and stuff right in the center. And
Yeah.
they had an old playground there, and we would always walk to that and play on it.
Well, we had one on our playground, and then they had one at the city pool.
Uh-huh.
Like out in front of the building.
Yeah.
The
Closer
the
to
street, the street that
Like
runs
parking
parallel to it.
Uh-huh.
Between the building and there was a playground.
Oh.
And they had like the little horses and animals on the big, huge springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have those things anymore
They
either.
still have them at the playground.
Do they really?
They have 2 of them.
On the big springs?
Yeah, the
Oh, I
City
figured those
Park.
things were outlawed or something, because I don't know how we didn't die on those.
no, they still
Because
have 2
you
of
get on it and you get people to pull the handles and then you let go, and you know what it would do every single time? You would rear back, and when you came back, it'd hit you in the mouth every single time.
Well, my issue was I was a nice hefty girl, so when I leaned back, I just didn't go anywhere.
Y'all had some weak springs. Your springs was wore out,
I
Zoe.
was worn out, and I just stayed back.
Zoe wore the springs
There
out.
wasn't no bouncing. I didn't even come forward a little bit. I just stayed back.
Lori said that feral boy. Christy survived yard darts. I had a friend that had yard darts. We'd throw those suckers straight up. But we
I
had
never had yard darts.
those animal things. You'd sit on it, and they would pull the handles forward. And when you went back every single time, you'd go forward, and it would slam your face into that thing, and you'd end up with a busted lip every time. I don't know how we didn't knock our teeth out. Tetherball smack you in the face. I never dealt with the tetherball.
Mm-mm.
There was one there, but I didn't know how to do it.
Mm-mm.
It was just a ball on a pole. I didn't know what the point was until the movie Napoleon Dynamite.
Jennifer got me, and I waited.
There's no
52
way that was
minutes.
your first
It
one.
was.
Jennifer, y'all missed it. There's
was
no
my
way
first
that was
one.
her first one.
I wasn't sleepy till I started talking to you.
We didn't get hurt because we weren't looking down at our phones or videoing. We were paying attention to what was happening. Belinda, there's probably a lot of truth to that.
Seesaws. I never did find anybody who wanted to seesaw with me.
I saw, remember the seesaw that if you got off of it, knocked the breath out of you.
Somebody got off and dropped you, I bet.
Oh, yeah, probably.
And knocked them. You hit the butt.
Absolutely, probably so.
Nothing like learning how to ride a bike on a rock driveway. So, what were we trying to teach the kids?
Look, no. I have got to read Lorraine's comment just because I'm listening to it in a Lorraine accent.
Oh, okay.
My cousins had a maypole. I have no
You
idea what
gotta
a
say it
maypole
how
is.
she would have said
I
it.
can't do that. I will
How
let
to
you
say it.
attempt it, but I don't want to do that and be offensive. Buggered, if I could ever see the sense of it, wasn't very exciting to me. I don't know exactly what buggered means, but I can imagine, and I think it's cool.
To be
Buggered.
buggered.
Buggered, if I could ever
Oh,
make sense of it.
You knocked the breath out of the other person because you got off of it.
Oh, I don't know.
Buggered. Buggered. Buggered.
Nothing like learning how to ride a bike on a rock driveway. None of us had helmets or pads,
we have to
elbow
teach
pads,
the
knee
kids?
pads, none of that garbage.
There was something the kids wanted to learn to do. We couldn't do it because we have a rock driveway.
I don't know. Cheryl said they had a maypole at their elementary school. Is that like the tether ball, where you just have a pole with a ball attached to it?
I thought Maypole was the one that had the strings.
Don't know what a maypole is.
Ring around the rosy.
I don't know. I'm from the generation that didn't have video of the things we did and should have gotten in trouble for. Thank goodness. My mom is just finding out stuff we did as teenagers. Lori agreed with me. Buggered is a good one. I like it.
It's an English swear word.
That's what I was figuring that it was, and I like the sound of it.
Clotheslining people in the game of Red Rover.
Seesaws, board with handle. Not like today with seat pad and tires to prevent you from slamming on the ground, jarring your teeth and brain. I know, that's probably what's wrong with all of us.
Yep, dance around the pole with streamers. That's what I thought was a maypole.
So I need to know what a maypole is.
I think tetherball is a ball.
It's tied to a pole. And I don't even know what the point was except wrapping it all the way around the sucker.
And I think maypole had streamers that came out and you danced around and made the pole pretty with the intertwining of the...
I've never seen anything like that. You know what I don't understand, and I've seen it, and I don't know how even
There's
what
our
you...
friend.
There's Cassie. What do you do with it? It's the big bowl-shaped thing, and it's got holes all the way around it.
How do you only have 3 tabs open?
It looks like you... Because I close tabs when I'm done with them. How many did you have the other day?
118.
Okay, Zoe is showing me a maypole, and I have never seen that. I've never seen that ever.
I am correct. Look at that.
I've never even
the maypole.
I've never even seen that.
I just remember seeing it in like nursery rhyme songs.
It is usually at Renaissance fairs.
That makes sense. That would make sense to me.
Every time I come in, it's such a random conversation. Cassie, that is because every live we have is a strictly random conversation. There's no rhyme or reason to it ever.
That's not.
We did try to explain Zoe measuring with her hands. And I know Cassie watched it because she made a comment about no, that was the real. About the corn behind his ear. That may have been the real, not the video.
We talking about the corn behind his ear. He never knew why I was videoing him. He just was worried about that drink. And
he kept asking about his
every
drink.
time he'd get out of the corn pit, he would have corn stored behind his ears. And it tickled me because he never knew it was there.
It was funny that Cassie made that comment. Somebody asked me about it at work, and I said, well, they had a corn pit where he went to the pumpkin patch, and he was doing like snow angels in the dang pit.
Oh, he was.
But I told him, I said, the first time we went to Oklahoma, Cassie's church had put a trough out there full of corn and little sand buckets and shovels. And I said, Rhett stayed there all stinking day. We could not get him out of that trough of corn. And Jeff was like, it's amazing what to keep them occupied. I said, you give Rhett any vessel full of corn and he's good.
He was going, so the wall to get over into it was about this big. He was doing a handstand. He would roll from the outside concrete and handstand over into the corn. You know how many times that I had to tell him to stop?
Oh, I have no doubt. I was just reading about Kimberly wrecking dirt bikes and having to pick shells out of each other.
Well, all I could think about was how much butt corn they were going to have all over the place.
Oh, I told you he was going to end up with corn in his butt, but it was all behind his ear. Neil said, Cassie, you have no idea just how much random you have missed. 33 tabs open right now for Cassie. All things I need to either research and haven't had time or things I need later.
Yep, me too.
Zoe will Google a recipe and just leave the tab open. So her phone is like a cookbook.
It is, because if I like it, I save it to my favorites. If it's something I want to try, I leave it open until I try it. If I don't like it, I delete it.
I don't know what Lori's talking about. She said, but oh Lord, here we go again. I don't even know what that was about, Lori. Cassie, I've almost peed twice laughing at Zoe.
Oh, goodness.
Rhett made a corn
498. Christy Jones has won it. 498 tabs open. It would take me 18 years, 7 months, and 3 days to close all them.
If you kept on, you would have that many because you don't close tabs. I close my tabs almost daily.
I ain't got time for that.
I have a setting on my phone that they close automatically after so many days.
God, no.
After so many days, mine close by
Because
themselves.
how would I know where my stuff is?
How does
That's
your
right.
phone even have any storage left? She don't.
Tanya, I do the same thing. I actually send Nick the TikToks and the Facebook recipes that I find. I send them to him. And then I'm like, if this ain't something he would like, I'll send it to myself because I want to make it, even though he's going to say, ew.
Tony said, I too have peed twice.
I hope not in the bed.
Y'all, she sends me, I've got buddies that send me TikToks of funny stuff. Or I get reels and Facebook Messenger of funny stuff.
They don't want to know what I send you.
Zoe just sends me recipes. That's all ever.
That or
it's
really
always food or something.
People.
Really odd. They're not even funny. They're just weird. I don't understand your For You page because your stuff is so weird.
It's so off the wall. Like, they know things I enjoy.
Wouldn't it be quicker just to Google what you want than trying to find it in one of those open tabs? Well, Lorraine,
no,
I'm going to go ahead and answer you, even though Zoe will lie about it. She probably has the same thing on multiple tabs because she doesn't remember that she had it open.
Well, there's a few that I liked a couple of times, and so I just opened it again, and then I'll find that I have it open more than once, so I'll delete it.
So you liked it so much, you opened it on more than one tab.
Well, I've sent you some, and you'll say, yeah, you sent me that. And I'm like, well, that's because I liked it again.
See, Cassie thinks like Zoe. It would be quicker if we could remember what we wanted to Google.
Right.
That's Zoe logic right there. I have to leave it open. I won't remember what to Google.
Or I'll type it in the search real quick, let it pop up, and then I'll close it because then I can go back and be like, okay, that's what I was looking at.
Neil's favorite recipe: take one menu, add a phone call, wait for the delivery.
Well, Neil won't let me do that.
Belinda watches recipes on YouTube, and it can go to her library, and they save to there. So yeah, what Zoe does,
I've done that plenty.
Zoe sends them to me, and then they're in her sent.
Now in TikTok, I'll hit the little heart button, and it'll save it in the little heart file, and I'll go back. I did that today.
But she'll send it to me to see if I will like it or not. And most of the recipes I don't watch because I like funny stuff. And if she's sending me recipes, that's not funny. So I just don't even watch it. Judy's got to go. I have several things I need to research before purchasing. If I close the tab, I'll never remember that I wanted it.
So, like,
bye, Judy.
I really want a heated chair. So if I look it up, then I can look up the different brands and see which one I want the most.
There's no arguing with y'all.
Cassie will send you the funny ones.
I need funny ones, Cassie. Send me funny ones because Zoe don't send funny. Zoe just sends recipes.
No, I don't.
Or it is so outlandishly weird that I'm like, what in the crap is that?
I'm going to send them to Cassie because she'll get it.
Cassie, you don't even want to see the stuff Zoe sends. I mean, it's just these people, I can't even believe they're out there. Or why are they filming TikTok? But
because they make money.
But the reels, see, everybody that sends me stuff is funny stuff, except Zoe.
Because
and I know when you send it, it's food.
So I don't have to.
It's going to be food. But I send you funny stuff.
You say you keep the tabs open so you can find a recipe. How do you find them with a couple hundred tabs open?
Good question, Neil.
Because I can tell you now, one of my first 4, there's going to be a Amish pecan bread. There's a wedding cookie. There's another recipe that has caramel. They're all, because I can kind of remember what I looked up right before or after, and I can kind of scroll back and know in what order they're in. Like the stuff I make a lot, like my chocolate chip cookies, the original one that I did before I altered it, I know it's up toward the top, so I can just scroll on up there and then just work through it.
Joni said, "Can't you save your own boards on Pinterest?"
I do.
You probably have crap on Pinterest too.
Oh, I have all kinds
tons
of
of it.
I haven't been on there in a little while though.
Lorraine said she would send me funnies, but her sense of humor is way different than
I
anyone
bet it's
else.
just like mine.
That's why Lorraine always watches, because
She
she has a
gets it.
weird sense of humor.
She gets it.
That's why she watches us.
I like learning dance moves.
Learning dance moves. You do the same dance to all kinds of music. It can be slow or fast, and you do the same dance.
Hey, let's trade paint.
They need to know this, that your dance is always the same. It can be country, rock, whatever. Classical, Zoe's dance is exactly the
My
same.
tab logic sounds confusing.
You should be married to her.
I know where it's at though.
It's the way Zoe thinks.
Now sometimes I'll wonder why I have like Alabama Power tab open 18 times and I'll close all but a few.
Because you open it new every time you pay the power bill.
But I'll be like,
and you'll leave it open because
I'll close like 6 of them. And I'm like, I'll do this later, and leave the other ones open
because it's taking up too much of your time to close the tab.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, it's time to go.
Yeah, you know what?
They don't need to know anything else about Zoe.
You know what?
Hmm.
I made apple crisp. We're gonna have some apple crisp.
I bet she found it on TikTok.
There's Mr. Jim, and he's for Zoe.
Zoe has a system, and it works for her. Zoe does have a system, but it doesn't really work.
It does.
It works in Zoe's mind, but if she's looking for something, I guarantee you she will Google it again and have it open in a tab somewhere. Just Zoe. I know this. I know Zoe. So, I'm going to tell y'all this real quick before we go. So, we had a drawer. Do you remember when you had the coupons and stuff in that drawer beside the stove?
No.
The little small drawer?
Oh, yeah.
So, Zoe could not find the kitchen scissors. We have a knife block, and scissors go right in the middle. And Zoe could not find the kitchen scissors, and she wanted to know what we did with them. And I was like, nobody did anything with them. You had them cutting those coupons out. Guess what drawer they were in? Where the coupons are.
Coupon.
The knife block was 18 inches away from that drawer. But I knew, since Zoe was cutting the coupons out, that that's where the scissors were. There was no question. That's where they were. And guess what? Ta-da! Now he's talking about
drawers. Okay. You ready?
It drives me nuts when Ranger or Gary use my phone and close tabs.
But you know what's wrong?
I'm going to go and get in Zoe's phone, and I'm going to close all her tabs.
Oh, Lord. I get in yours.
Did you get us ice cream for the apple crisp?
I got Cool Whip. Cool Whip.
Ugh.
I'll go get some.
She said you need ice cream for it.
Well, I didn't think about ice cream.
Why would you think about Cool Whip?
Because I had Cool Whip in the freezer.
Oh, you already had it. You didn't think about it.
But you know what? I get your phone, and when I'm done using it, I start swiping it off clear. Do you know that? Because I'm like, he's got all these tabs open. Let me clear them out.
I never have tabs open.
So.
Those are notifications. You know what I do? That's notifications. Look. It's all notifications. Those aren't tabs. I hit that X and clear. I do that like 4 or 5 times a day.
Well, I go through yours and I'll start closing. I'm like, oh, there went his game he was playing. Oh, there went the email. Oh,
I don't
there.
care about that. I'll open it right back up. I don't leave them open. I freak the family out because I know where everything is when they are looking for it.
Cool Whip sounds weird. They don't have that there.
So Zoe is not the.
We're like the typical Alabamas. We say goodbye 12 times before we actually walk out the door.
She said they don't even look anymore. They just ask her. Zoe is not that woman. She knows where nothing is, ever. Zoe, you know where so-and-so is?
No.
No. Where'd you put it? Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't have asked you where it's at.
It ain't on me. Where
But you know what? If you set something down, Zoe will put it somewhere. But she ain't going to remember where. She's going to put it somewhere, though.
You laid it somewhere I didn't want it to be.
I had a new hoodie. And I asked Zoe the other morning. It was like 34 degrees. I said, Zoe, have you seen my new hoodie? No. What color is it? And I told her. She didn't know where it was. Y'all, it was in the closet this morning. Like with stuff she just hung up.
I have no idea.
And she said, oh, you found your hoodie. No, baby, you hung it up. Well, I don't remember hanging that up.
I still don't.
So it's with all the other shirts you just hung up.
When I fell back asleep,
We have no idea where it came from.
I was thinking, where did that come from? Because I don't remember seeing it.
Eat what you have in the freezer. Cool Whip is great on apple crisp. No, I want ice cream.
The 12-step good night program.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Cassie says she turned her notification. That's what Zoe does. She turned her notifications off and then tells me she didn't get the message. I said, did you answer so-and-so?
Well,
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I won't
That's
lie.
because you don't have any notifications
I didn't
on.
know I was scheduled to serve at church this morning because I turned my notifications off.
I know.
And I got there and he was like, come on. And I was like, oh, I'm serving. I'm here.
Zoe texted me when she got to church. She said, I'm doing check-in today.
I was like 15 minutes later than I ever am.
Like ever. And you had to serve today because she don't turn, all her notifications are off.
Neil said, just to let you know, you are currently on YouTube.
What?
I am. I don't know. Did I say something wrong?
Probably because you don't know where anything is.
Oh, I don't ever know where anything
Oh, that's great. Mr. Jim eats butter pecan ice cream with his apple crisp.
Well, go get you some. Jax has some.
I'm not going anywhere except my recliner. That's the only place I'm
Everybody
going.
is ready to go.
I know, me too. We keep telling them bye. We gotta go.
All right, put your purse on your shoulder and
Let's
walk
go.
out the door.
No, I'm getting up here on the end stream. You tell them bye. I'm ready to go. I'm pulling the trigger.
Bye, Nick's ready to go. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time because I'm not ready to go. But old fart is ready to go.
I still have them for the individual apps, just not on my lock screen. Now, Zoe turns off notifications, period.
There's way too many.
Of everything.
Bye, y'all.
Well,
I said bye.
Hang on.
You told me to say bye.
Yeah, but you have to tell them what you have coming up.
What do I have?
I don't know, Zoe. When are you going to do a video?
I don't know.
Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning?
Yeah, whatever.
We'll see y'all live again on Wednesday, and Zoe may or may not do a video this week. If she films something, I'll edit it. How about that?
Tomorrow. Me and Catherine on the town.
Bye, y'all.